talking. When history gets rewritten, who remembers what really happened? We do. KBLA Talk 1580. Black media isn't just important right now, it's essential. Because when mainstream outlets move on, we stay. When the headlines ignore our communities, we don't. When decisions are being made that affect black lives in our schools, our neighborhoods, our economy, KBLA is in the room. This is more than radio. This is a lifeline, a record, a rallying cry. Black stories, black voices, black power.
The heat is on.
On the air and in the culture. KBLA Talk 1580. Stay connected. Stay informed. Stay loud.
Stand up.
The joint will be jumping. Ebony Repertory Theater, in association with Big Street Films, brings you one of the most beloved musicals of all time. Tony Award winner, Ain't Misbehavin'. The soulful, swinging celebration of the music of Fats Waller. From the rollicking to the romantic, this show is pure magic, full of the songs that defined an era and the voices that'll make you forget everything else for a night. Foot-stomping, heart-stirring, unforgettable. Don't miss Ain't Misbehavin' at the Nate Holden Performing Arts Center, starring Lettucey, directed by Ren T. Brown. This is the night out you've been waiting for. Tickets are going fast, so don't wait. Grab yours now at ebonyrep.org or call the box office today at 323-964-9766. Ebony Repertory Theater, bringing the culture, keeping the legacy alive.
Ain't Misbehavin' runs May 21st through June 8th at the Nate Holden Performing Arts Center. Get your tickets now.
2 ways, no time.
You got it going out in the door.
Come on, it's go time. Come on,
I'm going to work,
time.
babe. I'm going to work.
No time.
You got it going out in the door.
Come on,
I'm going to work, babe. I'm going to work. Yes, I need this hit. I've been fighting for my life. Yes, I need this hit. I've been fighting for my life.
Come on, go time.
This one is back.
I'm outside my body, you right. My turn, showtime.
This one is back.
I'm outside my body, you right. Go in, go time.
This that new phone. This that hill that moved on. This that life that you want. You can't wait for it too long. No, I don't wanna hold out too long. When I'm in that mode, can't do wrong. And you know you don't go, we too gone. Taking out 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This feel like
this one is back.
I'm outside my body, you right. My turn, showtime.
This one is back.
KBLA Talk 1580. All right, Miles, you've listened to it now. What do you think?
I've heard all of you. I've heard this track. It sounds like Kanye. Sounds like Kanye West doing the best Kanye West he can do. You know what I mean? I'm not surprised. He's great. He's a genius. He has his own sound.
Doing the best Kanye West he could do is hilarious, though.
I mean, we've had Kanye where he's trying to sound like other people before. You know what I mean? Gets really influenced. I'm not a fan of that little eras of Kanye. I like when Kanye gets to get in his own bag. And it sounds like what I would expect a Kanye West track to sound like.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is a good characterization of the whole album. But one of the reasons I laugh is because also Ye has the ability to create a whole new Ye. You know what I mean? I mean, like when he started kind of getting in more into this, heavily into the sort of singing kind of vibe than he originally was. That didn't sound like him at first, but now it sounds like him.
Right. But I mean, even though he still had his own like unique production style, you know what I mean? He wasn't trying to like you can tell who Kanye's writers were throughout his whole career if you really want to get into the pen of Kanye and what he's actually saying and the working of his music. But this one sounds like it's kind of more him in his own space, in his own head, doing his own work right now.
Yeah, you were asking me about AI, and you can hear the AI, the use of AI.
He was open about the use of AI on his album.
I mean, I kind of wish no one would ever use it, but you say it's a tool, and I told you I've talked to some people about it in the industry, names you might know, that are thinking about, to what degree do I use this?
I think that Kanye is the artist that's not afraid to push the boundary of using a tool like AI, and I think that he sees a lane that's wide open for somebody who's a master of what they're doing to, be the pioneer of what the AI music scene sound is going to be for the next 20, 30 years. Who knows?
Yeah, well, as long as he doesn't want to go to the UK, he's cool. But no, I mean, that's why I kind of was like, what do you expect? Because to me, if anyone's going to use something like that, it's him. He's going to do something different with it. I don't, I'm not against tools. I just think that there's an opportunity for laziness and a lack of, I mean, especially if you're already a huge artist, you can just replicate yourself. That's worrisome to me. Or if you're just a plagiarizer who has no talent and you're replicating other people, that's really where my issue comes in with it.
I think that it's on the flip side, though. This is inspiring, I think, for the real creatives, because now you're at a point where, like, if you really don't love it, you really got no reason to even really be doing it, seems like,
What do you mean? I don't understand what you're saying.
Because you can see what the AI can crank out. So if you're going to chase hits and chase the music industry, that can be a thing. But you're not really out here writing and putting your own soul and spirit into the music unless you really love it. And I think it's gonna be more of a reason for the people who don't love it to jump out of it, I think.
Yeah, I hope you're right. Because I also think that people that don't love it can think that they can get a hit with AI, without doing as much work. So it could have just the opposite effect.
Yeah, but I don't see the money coming in for that. I see that being just something, what I mean? Like that's playing games at a certain point in time. And I think that that's gonna be a fad. It's gonna be here today, gone tomorrow. I think just being able to make hit music just to make hit music that doesn't have any residuals to it. When it's not cool, it's not gonna be cool anymore.
I mean, but what about the music for commercials or the music for movies and things like that do bring in like royalties?
I think we're getting to a point where the companies will be creating their own music, and we're not gonna have to worry about. Same we have the studios and Netflix creating their own movies.
They're already doing it, right?
Exactly.
I mean, with music, my understanding is that some of the streamers are pushing the artificial because they get all the money. They don't even have to give that little 1 or 2 pennies. It's so greedy. How can anybody be that greedy? You're already giving only 1 or 2 pennies to the artist, and now you want those pennies too?
Exactly.
I don't even understand that level of greed.
Yeah, and that's why I say it's not going to be a point where it's going to be for the finance. I think it's going to be for the fact that either you love it and it's what you do, and it's going to be what separates you from the machine. And that's going to be that. That's all we're going to be for. It's all going to be for the love.
I also feel like real, and maybe this is snobby, human-made, let me say human-made instead of real. Human-made art is going to soon be much more prestigious than AI-made art. Do you want to eat an AI-made salad? Maybe you do. I don't know. But I think that we're fast approaching a point where human-made writing, human-made art, human-made music, designs, etc., is going to be like having a designer thing instead of a knockoff.
So keep your IP, ladies and gentlemen. Keep your ideas that you have that are written down. Make sure they're time-stamped and time-dated. And, yeah, it's going to be a real authentication period, from the art to the food to everything. You got to make sure everything's real next couple
How do you timestamp something? What do you mean? Like just put a date on it? Or put it in an envelope, mail it to yourself, like they say, that the poor man's copyright.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Hood copyright. Yeah. Okay, can you explain to me why J. Cole is playing basketball in China? Is that like he's going to do just a few games and he'll be right back, or like what is that about?
I don't know what's up with J. Cole. I know he got a tour coming up, so he may be in his second childhood right now, Dominique. That may be it too. He may want to get all his little
second childhood. He's what, 40?
He pushing 40 probably if he's not there already. You know what I mean? He went
it's
on
a little early
his
for a second
tour.
childhood.
His trunk tour throughout the country and got to meet his fans one by one. He probably never got to do that in college, and now he's getting his little hoop dreams out the way. So I don't know.
I mean, I had read that, even though I hadn't tracked it, that he played for the Canadian League for a second, and he played Africa League for a second. Like, just a few games in each case.
You know, I hear that J. Cole is actually a damn good basketball player. So if you can still hoop at a professional level, I'm not mad at it. But it's more of a star thing where it looks like he's not getting a whole bunch of stats and really balling like that.
Chinese Basketball Association. What do you mean a star thing? Like just doing it because I can?
I mean, I think that the name recognition gets him on the team a lot more than the hooping. He's not going out here averaging 20, 30 points out here in the Chinese league when we know there's professional guys who go to these leagues and average 20, 30. So he's not that
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Would you play for a team called the Nanjing Monkey Kings?
Saw that, the Monkey Kings. That's crazy. No, I wouldn't. But, shout out Cole.
Yeah. I mean, well, apparently he would. It surprises me, too, because I always think of him as being pretty conscious, and given the stereotypes of black people that are thrown around, particularly in some Asian countries, I don't know that I would be wanting to play with the Nanjing Monkey Kings.
That take away from his consciousness from him? Do you think he's less conscious now?
Maybe he knows something I don't know. See, now you can tell how much I like J. Cole. I'm like, maybe he knows something I don't know. Maybe the Monkey King is like, the Ganesh and the Hindu. I don't know, but to me, if it doesn't look good. I don't know. I just don't get it. I really don't get it. I wasn't trying to be funny. That's why I was asking you, why would he do that?
I think that may be the only team that was going to give him a shot for all we know.
Okay. Is it kind of like Michael Jordan going to play baseball? It's like, I'm doing this because I can.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, even if he was a pro player, at 41, which is what this article says he is, 41, not even that many pro guys are still going.
I'm saying he's not going out here and putting up 30, 40 points out here. He's going out there and having real pedestrian game.
Living the dream. He's living the dream.
Signing more pictures than Bucky. Autographs than Bucky.
Okay. Would you do that? Would you go play like...
Can't hoop like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay. I know you were a football guy.
I can't play football like that right now.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen these flag football guys and everything. Nah, they get busy still.
Yeah.
Have you seen the 30U football?
No.
Grown men, like, in their 30s and 40s playing full contact football, no referees.
Oh, that seems like a bad idea.
Black and Miles at halftime.
Really?
For real.
Oh, that's a whole vibe. I didn't know. I haven't tracked that. I'll have to check it out. But it seems like a lot of disability waiting to happen.
I had homies that wanted me to play. I'm like, I can't get I do radio. I can't have a concussion and come in here.
No,
headphones
I wasn't up on that. Yeah, it can't be all politics all the time. We know that there's a shaky ceasefire, if you want to call it a ceasefire. I don't know. How do you have a ceasefire, but you're still bombing people? I think I asked that yesterday. That's not your think tank question. The think tank question is, how do we get to peace? Why do you have on your Michael Jackson today? Just no reason?
No, I love Michael. I keep him in rotation. He's one of my regular T-shirts.
You ready for the movie?
Can't wait for the movie. Yes, I've got my vocal. I've been training. I've got all the. I've been going back into the Jackson 5 catalog, getting all caught up on the early mics. Yeah.
I'm hosting a screening of that. Want to come?
Yes.
Okay, let's go. It's the 22nd, and we're gonna have tickets. We're gonna have tickets for that to give away. It's actually a political fundraiser, but it's a screening of the Michael Jackson movie, which is, also making headlines. So we'll see. We'll see. 800-920-1580 if you want to get in on the conversation. I also love Michael Jackson. I never stopped loving Michael Jackson. I don't care what y'all say. 800-920-1580 is the number. I'm Dominique DePrima for KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DePrima when we come forward.
Hi, I'm Zoe Williams, host of The Voice of Reason, weeknights at 7 p.m. here on KBLA Talk 1580. with a personal invitation for you to join me and Insight.me as we present The Healing Box, live at Inglewood's world-famous Miracle Theater, Saturday evening, May 23rd at 7 p.m. Look, I understand your attachment style has been running your life like a rogue algorithm, and nobody has had the courage to press pause. Until now, Dr. Pakoya McCall and yours truly are curating a night where clinicians, spiritualists, and an all-star panel of Black woman healers like Dr. Shalonda Sunshine Crawford, Dr. Jashana Johnson, and spiritualist Precious McGill will join some amazing spoken word artists and the legendary comedian Louis Dix to diagnose, disrupt, and heal your relational wreckage in real time. Listen, bring your trauma. As a matter of fact, bring your baby mama. No, bring your testimony. And if you're still texting your ex at 2 a.m., baby, you're not just invited, you're the target demo. Tickets are moving fast, so grab yours at themiracleinglewood.com before your dating history gets flagged as a pre-existing condition. That's themiracleinglewood.com. We'll see you there Saturday, May 23rd at 7 p.m.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
The joint will be jumping. Ebony Repertory Theater, in association with Fig Street Films, brings you one of the most beloved musicals of all time. Tony Award winner, Ain't Misbehavin'. The soulful, swinging celebration of the music of Fats Waller. From the rollicking to the romantic, this show is pure magic, full of the songs that defined an era and the voices that'll make you forget everything else for a night. Foot-stomping, heart-stirring, unforgettable. Don't miss Ain't Misbehavin' at the Nate Holden Performing Arts Center, starring Lettucey, directed by Ren T. Brown. This is the night out you've been waiting for. Tickets are going fast, so don't wait. Grab yours now at ebonyrep.org or call the box office today at 323-964-9766. Ebony Repertory Theater, bringing the culture, keeping the legacy alive.
Ain't Misbehavin' runs May 21st through June 8th at the Nate Holden Performing Arts Center. Get your tickets now.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DePrima on First Things First.
It does. Miles Lois here with me. You're invited in at 800-920-1580. 800-920-1580. I do love me some J. Cole. I am looking forward to seeing the Michael Jackson movie, even though apparently they had to recut it and had to spend an additional $15 million on the movie because of some kind of deal that was signed with one of the settlement agreements that Michael Jackson made with one of his accusers, or I should say his lawyers made. So apparently no one is allowed to mention this guy, Jordan Chandler. No depiction of him, no mention of him in any movie or any kind of fictionalized entertainment vehicle. So even though they had that in the script, and of course Michael Jackson denied the allegations. Of course he was never convicted of any crime, but since he has the settlement, the picture had to be changed, and they had to reshoot $15 million to the tune of $15 million, which is pretty serious business. And so they, from what I'm reading in Variety, they just leave out all of that part of his life, and they only pretty much go through the bad tour, is what I'm understanding. But I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be really interesting, especially seeing his nephew playing him. That's I don't know. I think it's going to be good. I'm looking forward to it. I hope it's good, and we'll like I said, we got a lot of exciting things coming up. We'll have some tickets for you to that. The KBLA Juneteenth celebration is in motion. Can't wait to be able to leak the details of that to you. Just mark your calendar. That's all I'll say. Mark your calendar for our anniversary, which is the actual 19th of June. 2021 is when we launched, and we are going to be celebrating in a big way. So looking forward to that. Okay. I'm sorry for making you be the hip-hop translator, Miles, because I don't keep up like I used to, right? This is your generation of hip-hop. What happened with Gucci Mane? From what I've been able to gather, it sounds like his mentee, Pooh Shiesty, like wanted to get out of the contract or something, and they tried to do a 5 heartbeats type scenario where they tried to force, or I should say a Diddy scenario, because Diddy's been accused of doing something similar, right?
So Pooh Shiesty, less than 90 days out of the feds. Less than 90 days out of the feds.
Out of federal custody.
Decided that the best way to try and get out of his contract was to strong arm the CEO of the label he was signed to, Gucci Mane. To forge some documents and get a forced release from his contract, like he Suge Knight or something. Very not well thought out plan. Involved another rapper named Big 30, who's on the label as well, and his father. And it was, if you really get into like the case and the paperwork on it, it was very premeditated, and they were tracked the entire time they were there, like step by step, minute by minute, what was going on, from them written the studio time to them inviting Gucci, to Gucci saying, you know what, maybe we can do it later. I know you're under custody and under watch right now, so maybe we should do this later. To completely bad decision-making skills, and what you just witnessed was definitely the crash out of the year candidate for sure.
I mean, and from what I'm reading, like there were people that showed up to help with this not so well thought out plan who came in on Greyhound buses, people coming on rented cars, people flying, and that he actually held a gun to Gucci Mane's head, like.
From them going out to grab the bag, to that had the gun in it, to them taking the jewelry, to Gucci Mane's security being off-duty police officers, them getting robbed, to it's pretty open shut case, when it comes down to it, when it's finally going to be.
So he's back in custody, right?
They're locked up. It's done.
Yeah.
Wrap.
So I mean, and I don't know a lot about Gucci Mane or his record label, but I understand that they're kind of known for tough deals for the artists. But I mean, I'm thinking, what made you think of this? Do you watch too much TV? Is it
spent too much time around other criminals that got caught? Is what it sounds like.
Yeah, but that's just like, how do you think you're? I mean,
Pooh Shiesty, he's been a little gremlin for a long time. Like, if you look into just keep it a buck with you. If you look into his track record, you got pictures of Pooh Shiesty with ankle monitors at 13, 14 years old. He's been Pooh Shiesty. He's Shiesty. You know what I'm saying? He's like the main character for what the Shiesty movement really is. Between like him and the NBA YoungBoy, those are really like the poster Kodak Black. Those are the poster childs for like really what you're looking at right now. And he just crashed out. And as far as Gucci Mane's label goes, they sign hood dudes and street dudes to the label. So it's not a surprise that that's who that you get into this type of situation.
You got to mean extra hood dudes, because that's not unusual for hip hop, signing hood dudes to a label.
You got to remember too who Gucci Mane is.
Yeah.
Gucci Mane has a confirmed body on his belt from his beef with Young Jeezy. I mean, like, that just goes to show who the label guy is. But on top of that, though, you're thinking that you're dealing with the street CEO Gucci on some street stuff, when that's not who you're dealing with. You got a businessman that walked into this meeting with his security team thinking it's going to be all good and it's a business deal. So a married man at that, who's, I'm sure his wife didn't feel too great about you going ahead and getting robbed and thinking you about to go to war with some poo shiesty. That's not going to happen, Gucci. So, yeah.
I mean, to me, again, a bad decision making. I get that. Folks are young. Like you said, he's straight out of lockup. But the thing that I mean, Pooh Shiesty is popular, right? He's pretty popular.
I mean, yeah, but that's not for nothing good, not for.
Well, my point is though, you just got out. Why would you? I mean, I know you think you had a bad deal, but now you have basically no deal.
You got life. You're looking at natural life, probably.
Right. So that's really what I was saying. You had opportunity in front of you, whether he's popular for good or popular for bad. He had a chance to make some money and live a life and be a star. Now you going back? Probably going back.
You're definitely going back. You're definitely going back. Yeah, that's open. It's going to be open shut case, and yeah, very, very. Like I said, it just goes to show that we're watching people crash out over stuff that we can see isn't worth crashing out for. So let this be a lesson and a testament to the times we're living in right now. Y'all stay dangerous, stay safe, and yeah.
Stay dangerous, but not that dangerous.
And just watch the shiesties.
Well, yeah, watch the shiesties, but also like the decision-making process. I mean, I think
got your dad locked up, man.
Yeah, that's deep. And a bunch of his friends.
A bunch of the homies locked up.
Yeah,
again.
and a bunch of his friends. Yeah, you can be a legend inside. I don't know. I feel like it's not just in hip hop. Regular people that aren't famous are crashing out every day right now. That's why I started out talking about, I don't think we're outside of all of the mental health setbacks that we faced from 2020, and now people are dealing with new trauma, whether it's because everything's so doggone expensive or whether they're paying attention to national and international politics and it's encroaching on our well-being, our mental well-being. It's not just hip-hop, but dang, it seems like, for me to go, Offset was shot, but I'm like, on to the next thing. What is happening? What is happening with hip hop? It's the normalization of stars shooting each other and getting shot, threatening each other, getting robbed. I mean, that happened back in the day, but this would have been a big deal. Like, we would have been talking about it. By next week, we'll be on to the next thing.
And whatever we do, ladies and gentlemen, don't let this be a distraction from them Epstein files, y'all. Don't let Cash Patel putting this in front of your face be a distraction. We get it, we see it, but we not finna get caught up with poo-poo or boo-boo or off or set. None of that, no.
Well, Iran's not going to let us forget about the Epstein files. They're dead set on making sure that Trump wears that jacket. We've got news, traffic, and sports, and it's the perfect time to call me. KBLA Talk 1580.
A safe place to go loud. A great place for progressive politics. KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries is urging Speaker Mike Johnson to bring Congress back early to vote on a war powers resolution.
What we do know is that as a result of Donald Trump's reckless war of choice, life has become more dangerous for the American people, and life has become more expensive.
Jeffries says the costs of the conflict are growing despite the newly announced ceasefire. James Fishback, a white GOP candidate for governor in Florida, is facing backlash after a video shows him telling a black man he should be lynched during a heated exchange at a recent rally. The black man confronted Fishback about past allegations of an inappropriate relationship involving him and a minor in 2022. And Kanye West's legal problems are growing. A former bodyguard named Jonathan Monroe has filed a lawsuit claiming unpaid wages and overtime, seeking $850,000. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Did you know April is National Car Care Month? Head to your local Big O Tires for great deals like this. Now, get a synthetic oil change starting at only $39.99, including tire rotation. Plus, get a free multi-point vehicle inspection, too. Find your nearest Big O at BigOTires.com.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
For the third straight year, the Oklahoma City Thunder will be the #1 overall seed in the NBA playoffs. They will have home court advantage in every series, including the finals. OK OKC clinched the top seed after beating the Clippers Wednesday night 128-110 at the Intuit Dome in Inglewood. The playoff teams in the Western Conference have been confirmed: the Lakers, OKC, San Antonio, Denver, Houston, and Minnesota. The Clippers will be in the play-in round with Phoenix, Golden State, and Portland. The UCLA women's basketball team was honored last night at the Clippers game. After winning the national championship, the team was honored at the Lakers-OKC game Tuesday night and made an appearance on the Jimmy Kimmel Show. The Dodgers are planning to honor the team next week during one of their 3 games against the New York Yankees. The Yankees will be in town on Monday. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
An official message from Medicare.
Couple more minutes, and we'll start this month's book club.
You know, I usually love a plot twist, but this year, I'm comparing my options during Medicare open enrollment.
You can't assume your current health or drug plan is the best one for you.
And you gotta make sure your drugs are covered. That's important.
So is saving money.
Review all your options at Medicare.gov. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
If a Lenovo computer for your business is on your holiday list, don't shop around. Just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com. It's your last chance to get exclusive deals on the PCs you want for your business, like the ThinkPad X9 14 Aura Edition and Yoga 7i 2-in-1. So avoid all that shopping chaos and price comparing, and just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com, where PCs are up to 35% off. That's Lenovo.com.
Lenovo. Paid for by government. The 1986 to 2021 United States Silver Eagle, the first ever U.S. silver dollar minted in 99.9% pure silver and is the best-selling coin in the world. These original and historic silver dollars have ceased production forever. They will never be minted again. For a limited time only, full-pound bags of original U.S. government-struck silver dollars are being released to the public. You can own a full pound of original U.S. silver dollar coins featuring Lady Liberty and the heraldic eagle, never to be struck again. Guaranteed. Call now to secure original United States Silver Eagles by the pound. The first U.S. silver dollars ever to be struck in 99.9% pure silver. Plus, receive a free bonus, an American Collector's Pack valued at over $40 and free shipping with every order. Call 1-800-560-6468 now to secure your full pound bag of United States Silver Eagle coins before they are gone. That's 1-800-560-6468.
I need a little range. There's a new flavor in town, the Jalapeno Ranch Club at Chick-fil-A. With that juicy Chick-fil-A original spicy or grilled chicken, a buttermilk ranch bun, candied bacon, pepper jack cheese, and jalapeno ranch sauce. It's got big ranch vibes with a little heat. Chick-fil-A's new Jalapeno Ranch Club, available for a limited time only. Order ahead on the Chick-fil-A app.
Find a righteous rage and don't be afraid to say what you see. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
Speaking of Pam Bondi and the Epstein files, Miles, the former Attorney General is now saying she's not going to show up to the deposition she was scheduled to go to this month. She's supposed to be appearing in front of the House committee that is investigating the government's files on Epstein. And James Comer subpoenaed her last month after a vote in that. It was actually a bipartisan vote, such a rare thing in that committee. 5 Republicans joined the Democrats to demand that the Attorney General testify before the House Oversight Committee. But the Department of Justice is now saying she doesn't have to, that she no longer has to appear because she got fired. How does that work?
Illegal, ain't it? Like, aren't you are legally supposed to show up for a subpoena, right?
Yeah, but if you look at Steve Bannon, he actually did some time, and now the Trump Justice Department, the Trump Supreme Court is making it where his conviction would be vacated, even though he already served the time. Symbolically, he wouldn't have to. What does that do? It emboldens people like Pam Bondi to say, well, I don't have to. How does that work? So if I get fired, I'm no longer liable for my criminal conduct?
So does that mean Todd shows up now? Or?
I don't think so, because he didn't do the things that they're calling her on the carpet for. You know, she's the one who said the files were on her desk, and then she said there was no files. She's the one that slow-walked releasing those files and has still held back on $3 million more. She's the one that didn't redact the victims' names, but redacted the perpetrators' names. So I don't think that the acting attorney general shows up. I don't think he shows up. So does that mean that if Pooh Shiesty got fired, he would get off free?
Gucci released him from his contract now. Does the case go away?
Does it go away, or is this MAGA privilege, white privilege? What is actually happening here? We'll see. You know, and I'm thinking about the Clintons, right, who were compelled to testify. When was the last time either one of them were in office?
Right. Yeah. Listen, Dominique, this is some psychotic mind games they are playing on the people right now, y'all. So be sure you understand what you are looking at, and don't let them tell you what you're looking at with your own eyes or lies. Please don't do that. Believe yourself. Keep that discernment. And don't let them gaslight you, because they trying their hardest. They doing some work right now.
I mean, she says she won't appear. The DOJ says she won't appear. But if you think about it, they have subpoenaed almost every attorney general in recent history about the Epstein case that are no longer attorney general. But they're using, to your point, Miles, the flipping around, the twisting in pretzels to lie and make double standards and create fiction is just incredible. Same thing that's happening in Iran, if you think about it. Hegseth and Trump are running around saying they won. Won what? Iran has the same whatever nuclear enrichment they had or did not have before this war, they still have now. They still control the Strait of Hormuz, which, they don't own it. Supposedly those are international waters, but they're still controlling it. It's the son of the guy that they offed. So nothing. How is that a victory? Hegseth said we incapacitated their Navy and their Air Force, but apparently their Navy was kind of ratchet anyway and run down. And they still seem to be having plenty of capacity to launch missiles, bombs, attacks. So the facts make the lie of what you're saying. But they do it anyway. They just lie. Oh, boy. I have a feeling this is that Fred. Independent Republican Fred, because Independent Republican Fred actually came to the state of black women in L.A. And if you missed it, his picture is up on my Instagram. He is in last week's roundup of people we met and guests we had and things we did for last week's roundup on my Instagram, DePrima Radio, if you haven't been there. It's also on KBLA 1580. So if you want to see the famous Independent Republican Fred, you can now put a name with the face. Let's go to Fred from L.A. Good morning, sir.
Hello, Dominique. I don't know the Republicans, and they don't know me. But anyway, two things. Number one, you got the Georgia Senator Warlock, you got the Black Congressional Congress, you got Tavis Smiley, and you got you. I saw Joe Biden on stage, and Obama walked him off the stage, and he was due for the 25th Amendment, but you guys think the 25th Amendment is due for Trump right now. Why you guys didn't ask for the 25th Amendment when Obama walked Joe Biden off the
stage? Some people were asking for the 25th Amendment. A lot of people were. To Democrats' credit, even though they should have done it much earlier, they did hand over the nomination to Kamala Harris, a younger and perhaps more, definitely more ready candidate. But let me back up before we get into this, Fred. Why do you put me in the category with? I mean, me and Tavis Smiley, I can see what we have in common. We're both hosts on KBLA Talk 1580. We're both longtime award-winning broadcasters. But who did you say? The Congressional Black Caucus?
Yeah, and Atlanta Senator, not Atlanta.
Okay, so
Georgia
what
Senator
do me,
Warlock.
Tavis, Raphael Warnock, and the Congressional Black Caucus have in common? And I'm not understanding that train of thought, Fred.
You didn't invoke the 25th Amendment.
I
Joe
got
Biden.
you.
I didn't hear it. Like, yeah, you guys are calling for
but
Trump
honestly,
because of the Iran war.
It's not. No, it's because of his dementia. It's not the Iran war is just the latest iteration, the latest outward manifestation of the fact that he is completely incoherent. He says one thing on Monday and something else on Tuesday. Joe Biden is an older American and seemed to be having, old man problems for sure. But when you are old people problems, that sounds ageist, and I don't mean to be ageist. But what we're talking about here is a different thing. We're talking about cognitive decline, dementia, someone who can't remember basic things, someone who changes his story. And I know it's hard to make the distinction because Trump lies so much, and even Trump at his sharpest was still a liar. But this is different. This is different because because there's a lack of cohesion in his thoughts. He's getting wilder and wilder. And you don't see that, Fred?
No. Can I go to my second topic?
Wait, no. I not quite yet. Are you saying to me that the Trump that you hear from now, the speeches that you hear from Trump now, is the same level of sharpness that you saw Trump 2016? You don't see any decline at all?
So.
Really?
No, because you remember Trump, the president, is privy to information that you and I don't get. So a lot of things that
we're not talking about privy to information.
Irrational.
We're talking about dementia. We're talking about cognitive impairment. And to me, I can smell the smells of somebody that's not all the way there. And I'm not even in the room. I'm watching him on TV. It's hard for me to imagine that that you cannot see a difference between 2016 and now. I think you're in denial, Fred.
Okay, can I talk about the Eden fire?
Not quite yet. So you think that Tucker Carlson and Megyn Kelly and all these right-wing... Candace Owens even came out. I saw on TV yesterday. Thought he had the 25th. So you think they're all wrong? Because these aren't just coming from the Democratic Party. It's not coming just from the CBC. Now it's starting to come from Republicans. And you think they're all liars, or they're all wrong, or they're part of the CBC, or what?
Well, I don't know where they got their medical license from to determine.
I don't know where you got yours or I got mine either to talk about Biden or Trump. We're not looking at a medical license. We're talking about if that was your Uncle Donnie, would you say, this man probably needs some memory care? I would. And it's not a put down. It's just an observation.
Okay, well, I don't think he's demented. Now, can I talk about Southern California, Edison? You're going to make me call you next week.
Go ahead, Fred.
Okay.
You can call me next week anyway, but go ahead.
I heard the CEO on Edison talk about the Eden fire, where it started, that tower where it started, and he couldn't say whether it was Edison's fault or not, but he agreed to the state fund. And that's obvious, so the taxpayers will pay the damage. Now, I got a call from a friend of mine who's retired from Edison, and, of course, I put in 31 years with water and power. And he called me about a friend, the passing of a mutual friend. My question to him was, have you ever seen any structure underneath one of those tower lines? And he said no. And I've never seen a structure underneath the tower line ever in 31 years. And
what do you mean a structure? What do you mean a structure?
Well, it was some kind of a building, a plant, some type of a building. there was something on fire on that tower. Can you picture that the fire underneath the tower where they say it started? Okay, whenever there's a fire from an electrical, there's always a burn mark. There's always a line down. There's always a broken insulator. Every time I see the pictures, I see none of that. Now, if you take a drive from Los Angeles up Interstate 15, those tower lines that'll be on the side, you look at every one, you'll never see a structure underneath a tower line.
Okay, so now I understand what you're saying. So what's your bottom line here? Are you saying that well, tell me what you're saying. Your bottom line. What are you surmising from this?
I see no evidence that Edison started that fire.
Oh, wow, you're an Edison apologist now. Okay, cool. But they have admitted it, Fred. They have admitted it.
I already said that.
So why are you coming to their rescue?
They said they're going to pay.
No, they admitted it. They have admitted it. While the conversation you may have seen with Pedro Pizarro, he may have been tap dancing, trying to diminish his liability. But the fact of the matter is, Edison has on the record admitted that they are most likely the reason for that fire. So why would you come in as the cavalry trying to ride to their rescue? Hard to imagine. You say you don't know the Republicans and the Republicans don't know you, but you sure know their talking points. It was a pleasure to meet you, Fred. I'm glad to have you as part of the delegation, and I'm sure one day we'll find one thing we can agree on. But until then, we'll keep chopping it up. It's a Think Tank Thursday. Fred called me at 800-920-1580, and I invite you to do the same. 800-920-1580. I'm Dominique DePrima, and this is KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DePrima when we come forward.
Stay informed with 24/7 power outage alerts from LADWP delivered straight to your phone or email when an outage occurs. Get notified when there's a major outage and again when your power is restored. Track up to 3 neighborhoods, like your home, your workplace, even a family member's. Stay connected. Stay informed. Sign up at ladwp.com/outage alert. That's ladwp.com/outage alert. Sign up today at ladwp.com/outage alert. From station to stage, LA Metro connects you to the artistic heart of Los Angeles. Celebrate this National Arts Month with Metro, exploring galleries, theaters, and cultural spaces across the city. Art isn't just where you end up, it's how you get there.
Hello, this is Dr. Rosa Milligan calling authors and business owners to register now for Black Writers on Tour plus Business Club AI Expo, Saturday, April 25th, 10 to 4 p.m. at the Carson Event Center.
Learn how to write, publish, and sell your book. Business owners are looking for you now. Let them know where you're at. Call 323-750-3592. Free admission and parking. You heard right, free. Powerful seminar lineup. Go to blackwritersontour.com and register today. 323-750-3592.
Literacy is everybody's business. Black Writers on Tour at the Carson Event Center, Saturday, April 25th, 10 to 4. See you there, 323-750-3592. Visit blackwritersontour.com. Don't you miss it.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Hi, I'm Zoe Williams, a.k.a. the Voice of Reason, encouraging you to join me weekdays from 7 to 9 p.m. for the world's most intriguing relationship radio roundtable. Every night, I facilitate and encourage our loyal listeners to participate in the most engaging relationship discussions you'll hear anywhere. So make it a point to rendezvous with me, Zoe Williams, the Voice of Reason, Monday through Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Trust me, your relationships will never be the same. The VOR is on fire tonight.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 connecting you with services and solutions. The midterm elections are upon us. It is voting season once again. Common Cause's motto is fighting for the democracy we deserve. In service of that goal, Common Cause puts its state and national policy expertise, massive network of grassroots supporters, and nonpartisan approach into action to strengthen our democracy against the challenges we face today. They work at every level of government on priorities that impact each of our lives, like defending the right to vote, limiting big money's influence on our elections, holding public officials accountable, and more. Common Cause is a nonpartisan grassroots organization dedicated to upholding the core values of American democracy. They seek to empower all people to make their voices heard in the political process. This election may be the most important one ever. If you'd like to make a donation or volunteer in service to the Constitution, please visit commoncause.org. That's commoncause.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
We're not for everybody, but we're for everybody. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
You are, and we're glad you're here. 800-920-1580. Man, I want to go see that Ain't Misbehaving. That show sounds fire. I love the Ebony Repertory Theater. Ren T. Brown is a brilliant artist of the theater. And Lettucey, are you kidding me? I shouldn't even say that because y'all going to go buy the tickets before I get to them. I want to see that show. That's going to be amazing. Okay, let's go to Carl calling us from L.A. Good morning, Carl.
Hey, Dominique, how you doing?
I'm good. What's on your mind?
Okay, I see you short on time. Hey, I'll get right to it. Hey, the mayor of Los Angeles this week is still asking for funding for Los Angeles Police Department. She's saying that it's shrinking. They're shrinking. They need help. But I'm hoping that she puts a lot of energy into the COVID emergency housing vouchers for the people that's been living in their units for the last 5-6 years from the COVID time. They say the program is running out of funds, and never know that what they're trying to come up with is no fault due to the tenant. They're going to have to put you out on the sidewalk. So I'm hoping she uses some of that energy to from talking about cops, because the next mayor is going to fully fund whatever the police is asking for. I could see that coming already.
The next mayor could be Mayor Bass. I mean, that's what the whole thing is about. Like right now, your top three, obviously the incumbent Mayor Bass, and the reality TV star Spencer Pratt, who's now somewhat in doubt because his residency is in doubt. No one wants to go in on it because they don't want to look like they're bullying a man who lost his home in the fire. But he has admitted, and his wife has admitted publicly, that when their house in the Palisades burnt down, they moved to Santa Barbara. If you live in Santa Barbara, you're not eligible to be mayor of LA. And then, of course, you've got Nithya Raman, the councilwoman who supported Mayor Karen Bass until 26 minutes before the deadline, and then she went ahead and jumped in, and she's polling pretty well. Also, so it's high. Yeah, you're right. The next mayor will have the same question that every mayor has: is how much of the police budget how much of the city budget do you want to give to police? And activists, myself included, feel like right now it's too much. They get a blank check. What the mayor has said is that she wants to stop the department from shrinking, that perhaps that's a more realistic goal than continuing to expand it. But that's not anything new, Carl, because ever since I've been in Los Angeles, they have always had these goals for they're going to have 10,000 or they're going to have 12,000 or they have some bigger number of cops than they are able to recruit. They are not able to recruit those many cops. That's part of it. And I think part of it is because the LAPD's image, that self-inflicted wound, like you got to stop killing people. You got to stop beating people up. You got to stop lying about what happens when there are officer-involved shootings or use of force. You got to stop shooting journalists. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, they shot that girl at the inside the clothing booth. That lawsuit hasn't been settled. I've seen it popping up.
Are you talking about the Burlington Coat Factory case? Yeah, that was when the bullet went through the wall. But see, again, that's a tragic accident. But why do you lie about it? Why are they always lying about it? And then they wonder why they can't recruit people. But I want to, since you brought it up, Carl, I want to remind folks that next week on the 16th, if you're in LA, if you're listening from LA, the People's Budget Assembly is taking place, where you can weigh in on how you think dollars should be spent, whether it's housing. You always bring up the vouchers. You know, that's a confusing mess because you've got these different homeless agencies now. We have a new one for the county. We have the city-county one. We have all of these nonprofits. And so where our money should go and how we account for it, of course, are big in this election. City controller, who is the overseer for the spending of any city money, on that job is up for election. Anyway, the People's Budget Assembly will take place on Thursday, the 16th. I'll be hosting it. It's at the Black Lives Matter LA Center for Black Power, which is on 43rd Place, not street, place, right next to the Lamert Park Metro stop. It's free. There's going to be food. They're going to feed you dinner. And we're going to talk about the LA budget. Where is that money going? Where would we like to see it going? If you want to weigh in ahead of time, you can go to peoplesbudgetla.com and fill out the survey. I suggest that you do, peoplesbudgetla.com. Fill out the survey, and you can actually say, I want to spend more money on this and less money on this. And then people within government, within activist camps, and etc., they weigh in on it. Well, they don't weigh in on it. They look at the data that we've weighed in on. And so if you can go to peoplesbudgetla.com, Carl, I suggest that you do, because you tend to track city issues, and I think it would be helpful to get your input.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So, yeah, peoplesbudgetla.com, peoplesbudgetla.com. That's the number. And I would encourage all to weigh in. We need data. It's the same thing that we talked about with the Black Census. We need data. blackcensusproject.org, blackcensusproject.org. That's where you can go, because if we don't weigh in, then we make ourselves vulnerable to folks making up narratives about us, which they do. The mainstream media, we talked about this with the Black Futures Lab, that last election they were saying black men are leaving not just the Democratic Party, but they don't care. They're not going to vote. They're leaving in droves. They're leaving the system in droves. Turns out the data doesn't support that. If it wasn't for that Black Census, then we wouldn't have the information to counteract that BS. And it's the same with LA City. So if you can go to peoplesbudget.com, peoplesbudget.com, fill out the survey, takes 5-10 minutes, and then your data can be clocked, logged, and we can base our opinions and our narratives on the actual opinions of the people rather than the assumptions of the press or the politicians. Be talking with Judge Songhai Armstead next. She is the director of the LA County Justice Care and Opportunities Department. They've got some amazing things going on, and you're invited. All that straight ahead on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries is urging Speaker Mike Johnson to bring Congress back early to vote on a war powers resolution.
What we do know is that as a result of Donald Trump's reckless war of choice, life has become more dangerous for the American people, and life has become more expensive.
Jeffries says the costs of the conflict are growing despite the newly announced ceasefire. James Fishback, a white GOP candidate for governor in Florida, is facing backlash after a video shows him telling a black man he should be lynched during a heated exchange at a recent rally. The black man confronted Fishback about past allegations of an inappropriate relationship involving him and a minor in 2022. And Kanye West's legal problems are growing. A former bodyguard named Jonathan Monroe has filed a lawsuit claiming unpaid wages and overtime, seeking $850,000. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Did you know April is National Car Care Month? Head to your local Big O Tires for great deals like this. Now, get a synthetic oil change starting at only $39.99, including tire rotation. Plus, get a free multi-point vehicle inspection too. Find